Okay. Hi, my name is Carlos Sanchez. I'm editor of the Monitor newspaper. Right now, I'm being joined by the Honorable Ruben Hinojosa, a member of Congress from 15th Congressional District. Congressman, Tuesday is a special night for you. It'll be the first time in more than 20 years that you have not been on an electoral ballot. What are your feelings about that?
Carlos, that's a great question. My wife often asks me, how do you feel now that you're not campaigning and having to raise a lot of money to pay for the campaign? And I remind her that in 1996, when I announced that I was going to run, there was a big slate of 10 individuals who said that they also were going to run. So it was a big group. And the traveling was from here all the way to Cuero, Texas, which is 275 miles. And we did it many times during that year of campaigning. And so I lost 25 pounds. And sometimes I'd forget to eat. I was so busy and learning how to campaign in a congressional district that was 275 miles geographically long. And so now, after having done that 10 elections and fortunately won every one of them, I was a little bored that I didn't have to wake up every morning and look at the schedule because it might be in the northern coastal bend or in the middle, like in the area around Duval County and Hebronville and Brooks County with Falfurrias. But the important thing is your question is wonderful because I have to say that it started out being a little bit boring, that I wasn't doing all the campaigning and raising money and having a lot of fundraisers, that I've slowed down now and I've come to the realization that 20 years is a long period of time. One of my senior members said that only 750 in the lifetime of the Congress have served 20 years or longer.
Wow.
And that's very, very few, considering that there's been 10,500 who have served our country in that position of Congress. So I think that now that the realization has set in that I am going to gracefully step out and pass the torch to my replacement, that it's a good feeling because we have had so many accomplishments. The achievements of this area has transformed a region that was known for agriculture. But unfortunately, agriculture is seasonal, and seasonal farm workers just didn't have a job the year round. Consequently, our unemployment was double digit for the longest time. And our schools were neglected by the federal government and more so by the state legislature. And because of that neglect, we didn't have the funds and the resources to be able to invest in first training our teachers and then, of course, teaching our children so that we could make them college ready. All of that has changed in these 20 years. And we're going to be putting out some materials, some booklets that will show the growth and the improvements of education with 3 year olds, 4 year olds, what we call pre kindergarten, or maybe Head Start, and all the way through graduation at high school and on to the community colleges and on to the universities and the postgraduate studies and doing master's and PhD doctoral degrees. All of that is a reality now. This region is one of 20 what we call Texas Education Service Centers.
Uh huh.
There's 20 of them in the entire state of Texas that has approximately 1,050 school districts. Region 1 Education Service Center has been a wonderful partner with my congressional staff in Washington and in Edinburgh and Seguin, so that we have seen the increase in investment of many programs such as Gear Up, such as TRIO, such as uh, programs that are making our children want to read. Uh, we created the South Texas Literacy Coalition made up of all the districts in Region 1, from Laredo to Edinburgh, McAllen, Mid Valley, Harlingen, Brownsville, where we have just a little bit less than 500,000 students. And we have been giving books to the little children to take home, and that will become their own book. And they ask their parents to build them a little bookshelf so that they can have their own private library in their homes. All of this creates 1 million word readers, and we give them big awards for that. And we teach children to love reading, to love books that just give them an opportunity to just dream about what they can be. And that's how the idea of an initiative known as HESTEC became a reality. And I brought that to Dr. Miguel Nevares, who was president of the University of Texas Pan American. And 15 years later, we just celebrated it 2 weeks ago. We had close to 100,000 participants, attendees at HESTEC. And we're writing some booklets that are going to be used as I step down to show all the improvements that have been made. And it's going to be called STEM and Me. We're adding the words M and E, the M for medical careers and the E for energy professionals. All of this will be available in the school libraries. Someday I hope that you will put it in as an insert in the Monitor. And we're going to let people know of all the great improvements that have been made in education at every level, from 3-year-olds all the way through master's and doctorate degrees. This region is just going to grow by leaps and bounds with the merging of the Brownsville and Edinburgh campus and the new medical school. Let me tell you, this is going to look like Bexar County in 5 to 10 years because of the tremendous growth in population and much better paying jobs. No question about it. The Rio Grande Valley is going to be very, very important to the next president when he or she is elected president in November the 8th. And I hope that you will know that I am supporting Hillary Clinton, and that when the history is made that we have the first woman president of the United States, she's committed. She is committed to investing in education because she has seen the passion and the commitment that I've made to education at every level. And she has said that she is going to see that we take it even a higher level than we've seen in 2016.
Indeed, Congressman, beyond it being a very historic night with your departure as a member of Congress, it is a historic night because of the new presidency that will be coming on board. In addition to the presidential election, obviously, there are a number of local races, including the very important Proposition 1 measure, which will ask citizens of Hidalgo County whether they wish to create a healthcare district. All of this is something that the Monitor intends on covering very aggressively. And beginning at 7:30 p.m. on election night, please tune in to the Monitor website or the Monitor Facebook page, where we will be visiting with distinguished gentlemen like Congressman Hinojosa and bringing you the most up-to-date and local information that we can on a very historic evening. Again, thank you very much for your time, Congressman.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.